Try it again. Oh. 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 Alright everybody, hello and welcome back to another episode of Scrap Mechanic with me, Spacefish. As usual, I have been very nice and busy in between episodes. I didn't leave my trophies on the truck again this time around because I did already go and I actually refined them, but as you can probably see in here now, we do have a bunch more scrap metal which we should hopefully be able to use to make some more tier 1 metal, use all our tier 1 metal to make tier 2 metal and make some nice process on the truck. So that should be a good start right there, I hope. But I also, of course, farmed a bunch of component kits. Now, these are not the only ones that I have, because if we look in here, I actually needed to fill up one of my chests, and I got this out of a chest. I was kind of confused, because, well, I don't know. I've never gotten an actual, like, proper component from a chest. I was super confused. I don't know why I did receive that. Maybe they changed something about the way loot works. Maybe there's like a very rare chance to get actual modules from this kind of stuff. I'm really not sure, but I've got a fancy new chair now, so you know, maybe using that somewhere sometimes. Good to have, I guess. Those do cost a bunch of money, so, you know, I'll happily take that and put that in here. We've also, as you could see there, gotten a lot of glue clams. I'm not quite sure if I got those all from the POIs, or if I still had those remaining from my little fuel trip the last time around. I'm kind of confused about that one, but we are going to make them into glue, and I think we're going to do that before we actually make tier 2 metal, because, well, there's a lot of jobs out here for the craft bot to take on, so better get those rolling, and, get all this stuff out of the way. Now, I did, as you could see, get a nice stash of, did I already pick those up? I did, so a nice stash of component kits right here. We've got 10 in here, we've got 9 in there, that's all that I farmed, but luckily, I still have another 2 out here in the kitchen. So, we do have enough for a whole 1 upgrade to the thrusters on our little flying thingy. So, well, I don't know. This is going to take me absolute ages grinding for this stuff. But it's at least a start. I'm just going to upgrade the downwards thruster for the time being, I think. Just to kind of also see how many component kits we will need after the fact. And if it's even enough to make us take off. Because if not, you know, maybe I'm just going to save the other 10 to upgrade this thing again. And, you know, deprioritize this one. Because, I mean, it should at least give us some forward momentum, I would hope. So, let's upgrade this one. God, it's so little effect. And yeah, you can see it's 10 again. So at least it's not going to be more. So, I don't know. I mean, if there's this one level every... So this is 2, 3, 4, 5 levels? So we need another 4 level ups, basically. No, wait. Another 3 level ups, basically. But, then another 4 on this one. So we would be at 70 component kits needed in total. I've got 10. And I spent like an hour on that because all the POIs close by, you know, I would have actually farmed more. But all the POIs close by haven't actually respawned yet. So I literally drove like halfway across the map to find POIs that still had stuff in them. So, well, let's hope that respawns soon that I can then get back to farming those. But, yeah, we're kind of limited at the moment, unfortunately. Now, I also, totally saw it was my mistake there. Where did my wood go? Did I just get rid of my wood? Did I not just have that in my inventory? I'm kind of confused. Hello? There it is. Why did I put that in there? I'm not sure. But I also kind of noticed was my little mistake with the thruster steering. Now, there is unfortunately no way to kind of split things into more than really just like going forward with these thrusters if you only use a chair. So what we'll kind of have to do is we'll need a button, and I'll just, you know, I don't know, I want to design some sort of, maybe not. I'm not sure how I want to design this. I think we're just going to random place the button somewhere for the time being, and then we're going to kind of find out where we will actually end up placing it after the fact when we add more parts to this thing and design it a bit more. Now, what we will need, though, is we will need a button, as I just said. So, gonna have to see if I gotta grab one, if I can just pick one up from here. I don't seem to have any. There may be one in this huge chaos in here, but well, as you all may know, this I don't know. I've got absolutely no clue what's even going on in here still. So let's probably just make a new one. At least we can use like an electronic circuit, well, circuit board. So that's good because we've got a bunch. You know, gotta use those eventually. I'm gonna grab one of these, and I'm also gonna start queuing some tier 2 metal so we can get back to working on the truck in a minute, hopefully. Let's grab this thing, let's queue all this metal, and let me go and grab my new button. And then we're gonna go and place that on the... Uh-oh. God, I thought I was stuck. This place is becoming way too small. We need a new place really soon. But the thing also is that I kind of really want to make that new place from wood. And I'm not going to knock down all these trees, so maybe we're going to get like a proper like foresting machine going. I don't know. I mean, I've got some ideas for one, right? Let's see how that's going to work. But for the time being, I'm going to disconnect this because I think it kind of makes most sense to have like forward and W. And we're going to connect this and that, of course. And basically, like, whenever we activate the button now, this thing should fly off, which I should probably not activate the button accidentally while I'm not sitting on this thing. So maybe I should actually hide this button away a bit more. Whoops. Okay, fixed. Now, before we get to that, though, as you may be able to see right here, this thing is not on any lift anymore. And I fixed it. So, that's some really great news right there. And really big thanks for this to Spastic Cube, who is a rather new viewer to the channel, I think. You let me know this stuff down below in the comments, so thanks a lot, mate. I really, really appreciate it. I did, as I kind of had thought, fail a bit assembling this thing, and I'm gonna try and do it again. So, you know, you lots can actually see how you need to do this properly. It's kind of really just based on where you start with, like, placing these blocks, basically, and I mean, I've failed it like 15 times in a row before I got it right one time, but I'm going to try and recreate it anyways and try and not fail miserably at it. So, as you can see right here, I mean, this thing initially is very nice and easy and good, and that's totally fine, right? Now, what you do need to do is you need to start back at the top so that this is kind of already connected. You're going to go and place another block down here, and you're, of course, going to add the new suspension to it. And, well, then you're gonna go here and gonna bring that down from the top again, I think? Please tell me I'm doing this right this time around. I am, of course not. Great stuff. I absolutely knew I was gonna mess it up. But yeah, we're gonna experiment around a bit here. Because I literally just did this like 30 minutes ago and I managed to forget about it again, so, you know. Ah, great news. Let's try that. And I don't think I just did that right, did I? See, that doesn't work either. Okay, I'm just gonna play around with it again real quick to try and remember how I actually managed to make this work, and then we'll do it properly one time. I'll be right back. Alright, and back we are, and as you can see, I made it work again. Good news. So the thing that you need to remember, basically, and let me just pick this apart again so we can start from the beginning, but you just really need to remember the sequence, and as you can see, like me just doing it the second time there, I totally didn't. But yeah, so you start with a bottom block, you put the suspension on, you put on the top block, then you go from the top to the very bottom. Definitely, like, follow this sequence basically like spot on, right? You know, from top to bottom and from bottom to top. Whenever I say that, you actually need to do it that way. Now, when you've done that, you place another block down here, easy as that. You place the suspension, you place a block on top. Now you would kind of want to intuitively go from top to bottom, but what you actually need to do is you need to go from the bottom to the very top. And then you're going to grab your welder, and you're going to grab this piece right here, you're going to weld it to the piece that is on the suspension, because it actually allows that, and that's about it, right? You still have kind of two separate bits right here, basically, that you cannot weld together, but it doesn't really matter, because, well, this suspension pushes against this block, which is totally attached to the structure, which is attached to that structure, which is attached to this structure, and this structure is kind of already joined with that bit right there, because you started from the top right here, and that means like the suspension is basically pushing into itself now. So that way it actually allows it to work. And now if you go and pull this off, you can see this thing stays nice and stable and doesn't tilt, and that's absolutely awesome. And I mean, I can imagine you can use that for different things, you know, like motorcycles and stuff. So I would say this is probably a very, very neat thing to have. Now I'm going to put this thing on a lift real quick here. Actually, should probably just put myself on a lift instead so I can kind of see, but I'll have to find out where I want to place this. I mean, I left this spot right here, so we'll put it here for the time being probably. As I said previously, I mean, the issue with this build is that it's kind of going to be off-center with the mass distribution, so I don't know. I mean, I don't like it too much being off-center, because it is going to probably cause us some troubles, but this seat is kind of better for what I want to do in terms of design, so I don't know. Form over function, or do we actually prioritize functions? I don't know. We're going to try it like this for the time being. If it ends up giving me too much of a headache, you know, we can always just change that up. Now, I would like to kind of put this in a vertical position. Not quite being allowed to right now. Do we grab it from here, maybe? Oh... I can put it, oh, okay, I see, so it needs to be, okay, so it needs to be, that's how welding works then, okay. I mean, as I said, this is like the first time of me actually welding, so please don't be bothered with that. I am really sorry that I don't quite know how all these things work just yet, but like, I literally just made this weld like last episode or something. So, I'm going to grab it right here, I guess, and we're going to weld it right to this vehicle right there, and, yeah. That's going to be that. Now, can I ever remove this thing again? I'm not sure. No, not really, probably, right? I'm actually not sure. I mean, I guess I would have to pick the whole thing apart and construct it again separately, which, you know, I guess that works, but... Okay, that should, for now, make this thing not tilt, I hope. Now, yep, as you can see, we're turning nicely, we're not falling over. Kind of, mostly. There's a slight bit of tilt, but it doesn't fall. Now, this slight bit of tilt, I think, is due to the mass imbalance, probably. So, well, what I saw in Ballistic Squid's video was that he was mostly just picking this thing back up and then placing it with a lift again to kind of adjust the tilt whenever he needed to. But, I mean, at least this whole construct kind of allows you to keep going without falling for quite a while. And now we're, of course, slowly but surely falling because this incline is a bit too much. Still very interesting and fun to watch that. Now, with that said, I want to try and see if this new engine is enough. I don't think it is, but yeah, that was kind of to be expected. So we're not going to do anything to this one just yet, even though I'm not sure it's even powerful enough to propel us. We're just going to push more into this to make sure we can eventually fly, hopefully. So, try it again. It's off center, which is not a good start, but we're kind of flying. Not really, but we nearly took off. Okay, so we definitely need even more, which is absolutely insane, but for that my POIs need to respawn, so it's definitely going to take us at least another episode till we actually even make it into the air. And holy Jesus Christ, did I use... Oh my god. I think we may actually need a separate fuel tank on this thing. I'm not too sure about the fuel tank free design anymore. I'm not quite sure that is going to work for us, but we'll see. We'll definitely need a more powerful thruster, and I'm probably also going to need to move it a bit more to the back, just given that we kind of probably have a bit more mass in the back then, because of course the front was going up first. So I mean, the balancing part and everything we can surely take care of afterwards. For the time being, this just needs to fly it also, you know. That is going to come at a later stage. Now, as you know, I'm making some tier 2 metal, which I want to use for the truck, so that is definitely something I want to start with this episode. But I've actually also got something different in store, because in the meanwhile, while we were playing Scrap Mechanic all along, being all happy about things, or really just minding our own business, a lot of patches actually dropped that I never really took notice of. One of them including an oil pond, which is absolutely sick. I haven't found it yet, unfortunately, so don't get too excited. But we're definitely going to have to make a fuel pump sometimes. I don't need to always go diving for like 3 years to try and find enough fuel for all our fancy, nice vehicles here, especially now that this thing seems to be using up like ginormous amounts of fuel. I mean, maybe it gets better when we make it a bit more efficient with the upgrades, but still, we will most certainly need that. I don't know where it's at just yet, and hopefully this thing will help me find it, because, you know, I would assume that you can see things a lot better from the air. But what we will do is we will actually go for a quick trip back to our crashed spaceship, because what apparently you are getting from that is some sort of journal, basically, that is now sat in this little box, which I think I already had to look at with you all when we started the game, and I was like, I think there was like a use button on it or something. Like I was hitting E and nothing was happening, but that apparently now has a function. You get some like cool funky stuff from it, so I think we're gonna check it out. I haven't really looked at what exactly it is on videos yet myself, because I kind of wanted to actually experience that together with you all, so well, I'll meet you when I'm there. Alright, and here we are. You can already see the fires in the distance. You can also see probably that there's absolutely no crates here or anything. I've been close to this again when trying to find some things, like some materials, some component kits for our little vehicle, but I was like, yeah, I mean, by now it should have respawned, right? There was a nice straight, or street rather, full of crates, but well, that apparently is gone. I'm not sure, maybe that doesn't respawn anymore, maybe it only respawned once for me during a patch and I wasn't actually supposed to get it. But if we look right here, here's our trusty spaceship. You all may remember it. It's a little bit more on fire than what I remember it to be. Still got this little craft pod out here. All the things we picked up are gone, of course. But what's new now is that this box is open. And I'm pretty sure, like 99%, that we really tried when it was closed to use it, because there was this use button already, but nothing happened. But now, we've got a logbook. So that is what that is called then. We've picked it up. How I can use it, access it, I've got absolutely no clue. It seems to be down there below in the bottom right-hand corner, doesn't it? L? There we go. Right, very nice. So, what this apparently is you get like a little bit of a quest system, basically, to guide you through the game. Now, I'm not sure they even added any sort of quest system just yet. Because, well, back when I heard about it, it definitely wasn't added. So, well, we get some basic information here, you know, crashed ship. Better keep the ship coordinates handy. Maybe I can get back here later when I make it space-worthy again. And, well, mechanic station. You get, like, some status about that stuff and everything. Definitely very interesting. You can set waypoints and everything, which is also very nice. So, yeah, this thing is hopefully gonna help us, well, not help us, well, maybe help us find our way around the game through a few quests that we get. We've got beacons up here. I'm not sure what that does, but yeah, we've got a nice and trusty logbook now, and hopefully it's actually going to do something in the future. Now, the one thing that I'm actually still kind of unsure about is I saw somebody in a YouTube video while I was watching it for like whatever reason. I think I was watching to like get an idea of how to make things fly in this game. I saw somebody basically using like navigation waypoints that you could see like around you, and I'm not sure it was like a mod or something for Scrap Mechanic, or it's actually within the game. I've certainly not found any sort of functionality that would let me set waypoints as of yet. But if you have any clue of how that works, if you know how to set these waypoints, please let me know down below. I would definitely be interested in that. That could be very nice and handy. There's something lying around down there. Is that from a haybot I once killed? Wow. I haven't been here for like, I don't know, 10, 15 episodes. This, by the way, didn't respawn either. I checked it too. So, I mean, I technically was here just recently, but there was nothing around, also no haybots. So this arm must have been lying there for like the last 5 bajillion years. But, yeah, I don't know. If you have any clues about how this navigation waypoint stuff works, if it's a mod or if it's actually in-game for everyone to use, and I just have absolutely no clue about it, please let me know down below. Would be very, very appreciated and very nice to know. But now we got ourselves a fancy logbook, and I don't know, maybe hopefully someday it's actually going to do something for us, and it's going to introduce some nice fancy quests, and actually you're going to guide us along the way in the game. Very, very interested to see what is going to come from that. But with that said, let's get the, well, what do you even call this? The cockpit canopy, exactly. Let's get that opened and zoom into here, and, does that little guy see me? Where are you going? Maybe not. Okay, we're going to ignore him for now then, because we've got different business to attend. I want to go and proceed a bit more in the actual truck build, I think, for which I will, of course, need this trusty tier 2 metal, and I think I'm also going to need some bearings. I've got one in here, apparently. I'm not sure if I maybe stashed some more somewhere around the flats. I probably did, and, well, I can't find anything in here anymore. It's actually kind of mad. I should probably make some more crates or something, shouldn't I? Could probably just use like one crate for circuits alone. I mean, oh, nearly stuck again. I mean, look at this for example, right? All the scrap stone that I'm farming. We can probably use that for our base eventually, though, right? I'm thinking like some walls around the base or something. But I would really like to make the actual base something nice, like a wooden house or something cool, you know. We'll see about that when we get to it. But for the time being, let me go and grab the last bit of tier 2 metal. Right here. I'm maybe going to have to make, like, another bearing, I guess. We do have the scrap metal for it still, so that's good. Let's just make it. And let's get right back to it. So, we left off last time with me kind of pulling this thing out and not really being all too happy, because I think it looks like way too massive overall. So I think the idea has to be this episode to kind of introduce like some sort of folding mechanism again to fold this thing up even more, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna have to kind of see. I think I would want to have this thing, I mean, if I have it fold outwards, it would probably make more sense, right? Because if I have it fold inwards to the surface of a loading platform, I would kind of just decrease my storage space, and I don't think that makes too much sense. So having it fold outwards probably makes the most sense. Now, where I would have it starting to fold is a good question. We've got 4 blocks here, we've got 4 there, and we've got 2 there, so that's 10 in total. We could either... No, I mean, if I make it 1 further up, I would have to make it 2 further up. So I would have to start folding it. Ugh, God. Here, that is, by the way, still an issue. I need to extend the surface out a bit. Maybe we can just do that, but like, oh, what in the world? No, hello? Now this is gone. Weird. Maybe we can extend it out a bit, just so I can kind of walk around with this a bit easier. I'm not quite sure where to make it fold. Either we can start right here and just make like 5 pieces fold at a time, which we can probably check that out. Actually, kind of also probably going to be a question how we can even use this folding mechanism then. I mean, I'm not actually quite sure how I want to do this at the moment. So, I don't know. Let's see, so if we are right here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, I can't really make... I mean, I could make 5 pieces fold inwards. I would kind of just end off right here. I think that's actually fine. So we're going to start the folding mechanism right there. How I want to design it yet, I'm not quite sure yet. Not going to lie. So, this is where the folding mechanism starts. Right, we're going to have... I don't know. How will we do this? Oh, I think I know. So basically, if I put a bearing here, and I place a block onto it, I could have this thing start out... I think that's the way to go, right? I need a marker somewhere to let me know how high this needs to be, or maybe I can just disconnect it on this side for the time being, to have the other side stay that way. But basically, we place a block on top of that, and then we would kind of... I need to start another tooth system thingy, don't I? Maybe it's kind of a wise choice. Do I I don't have any open connections left on this. That's an issue. How many... I don't have the component kits, do I? So many component kits needed in this game. I want like a circuit to component kit transfer system. I'm gonna like use 20 circuits for one component kit. I don't care, I've got so many. Just please give me a system to get rid of these and give me more component kits. God. But yeah, that's kind of the issue now that I had feared, to be honest. How do I fix that now? I mean, I've got the bonnet attached to the other thing, so I don't have more connections at all. That's an issue. That is quite the issue, and my phone just going off right next to the microphone is probably also quite the issue, so sorry for that. But I don't know. I think we are going to basically have an empty space right here. I'm just going to design the space down below for the time being. Let's start with that. So this is going to be closed off, of course, right? That's going to be the initial part of the ramp, basically. Then the rest of the ramp is kind of going to fold behind this, if that makes sense, and then it's just going to extend upwards, and then the whole ramp is going to come down, probably in that sequence. The other way around would probably mean that the ramp gets stuck into the ground or something and bug out the whole vehicle. We'll see about that when we get to it. But this is going to be the first element of the ramp. Then we have this bearing on the side right here that extends this thing up, probably by 2, because we've got this mechanism on here, so we need a space right here. Then it comes down, so we will have a space right there, right? Then up, then down. So basically we'll just implement this little tooth system that we had down below there, and we'll put it out here too, to, you know, make sure that we've got like an actual sort of ramp going. Now this here is a bit of an issue. I'm just going to extend that outwards already and then remove. You're absolutely joking, are you? Why? This was connected. Why would it just fall down? Game! Oh my god, what in the world? Okay, great. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. God. So, 10 from here though, right? 1, 2, 3, wait, what? 1, 2, 3, 4? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm confused about the length of this actual ramp right now, to be honest. Maybe this is just 9 blocks from here? That's kind of... we can make it a block longer or something. Oh, we can't. Ah, God. I'm so confused right now. Did I miscalculate the length of this ramp or something? Because I thought that from here on upwards it would be 10 blocks, but it's only 9. So the thing is, if it's only 9, it's going to be a bit weird looking for folding, maybe not. I mean, I think we can deal with it. It should be fine. So basically this is going to be 9 up. I'm going to have to, or 10, well, however you see it. I'm going to have to get rid of this whole thing. Goodbye. And we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, actually, wait. No. I'm going to start here now. And this is 1, so this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Is that correct? 4. What in the world? How? No, that's totally not correct. I need another 2 on top of that. Why? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. So I'm confused. I'm super confused right now. I don't even know what's going on. I need a break from this. Just give me a break already, alright? We'll just start from the beginning. So from here it should be 10 blocks. So from here it needs to be 9 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That does not match what the design pattern on these things was before. I'm just going to match the pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That was the pattern I was seeing before. So we're going to go with that for the time being. And we're just going to do tests to see if it was alright. That was super annoying with the thing just falling down, to be honest. That's actually annoyed me quite hard. So, well, we're going to work with it for the time being. And we actually kind of have a bit of an issue here, don't we? Oh yeah, right. I mean, this has kind of going to come off. So, well, I mean, that's going to be fine whenever we connect this ramp to that. We will have to delete this block eventually, but we'll connect these up and then, you know, kind of have to rebuild this whole thing again. It's an absolute mess, but I think I kind of know what I'm going to do now in terms of mechanisms. I'm just going to have a second bearing somewhere up here then, and then we're just going to fold these two out in sequence, but we're going to need another upgrade to the connector to actually get this mechanism implemented. As you can see right here, one more upgrade will get us those two connections we will need. That should be fine to cover us for the remainder of this whole mechanism, and then we finally got the loading mechanism complete, and then it's kind of just about like closing off the loading surface and doing a bit of design work, and well, maybe a bit of balancing on the wheels afterwards. But at that point, it's at least finally drivable out of this huge, massive chunk of metal. I don't even want to know how much metal this has cost me so far. I would probably be going quite mad from it. But very nice. So I think we've come a good bit of a way here for this episode. Just going to pick that up. We are definitely going to continue the next episode. I'm going to grind even more component kits. Hopefully those POIs will actually respawn so I can actually do that. And well, then we're going to go and upgrade that connector, get that mechanism finished, upgrade these engines more, and hopefully take off on our maiden flight. Because as you can see right there, we already nearly made it off the ground. So very happy with that. If you know about the navigation waypoints, please definitely make sure to let me know down below in the comments if you have an idea about that. And other than that, I hope you all enjoyed the episode as usual, and if you did, please make sure to hit that like button down below. That does always help out the channel a ton. And if you're new around here and haven't done so just yet, also please consider hitting that subscribe button right down below, as well as that bell icon right next to it to stay up to date on all the future upcoming episodes. But with all that out of the way, as always, thanks a lot for watching everyone, and I hope I'll catch you in the next one. Ciao.